Um, Today I'm going to be talking about
Sorry,
combination.
Takudzwa, you must just hide your notation, the moves and stuff. You just press on that
Oh,
lines there.
okay,
Yeah, okay.
okay, okay. We're going to be talking about combinations involving promotion. So first I'll define a combination. A combination is a sequence of moves often initiated by sacrifice, which leaves the opponent few options and results in a tangible gain. A combination is usually built out of two or more chess tactics such as forks, spins, skewers, discovered attacks, and so on. Therefore, a combination is usually maybe 3 moves long. So combinations, the aim of combination is to checkmate, to win material, to stalemate, or to promote a pawn. So in this case, we are going to be focusing on combinations involving promotion of pawn. So in this first game, we will see concepts such as pawn breaks. So in this game, we can see that white pawns are on the fifth rank. They're almost near the eighth rank, and black pawns as well are on the seventh rank. They look like they are stopping white pawns from crossing over to the eighth rank. So what you need to learn here is a tactic in which you can make like a pawn break so that the pawn can march over to the eighth rank without being challenged by the other pawns. So in this case, okay, I want to hear you guys your ideas first. How do you think we can tackle this conflict?
Is it white to move?
Yes, it's white to move. Okay, I'll give you like 1 more minute. You guys still there?
Yeah, we haven't gone anywhere. Can I give an answer then? I like giving answers.
Okay.
So I want to go b6.
Yes, you're right, Michael. The correct way to say to play this idea is to play b6. And then after that, black has an option. If he ignores taking this b6, then this b6 can just end up capturing the c pawn or the a pawn. Let's just say he plays c6. White pawn can capture the a pawn and then promote. So black is forced to do something about this. And there are not many options. It's either he takes with the a pawn and then either he takes with the a pawn and then white pushes again c6. If he takes, then this pawn is going to go, is going to queen. I'm gonna go through it again. After b6, let's just say a takes b6. If you immediately take here, then black can just play c6, and then your pawns are blockaded from moving on. So after b6, if a takes b6 and then you decide to play a6, black can capture the pawn, and then this white pawn can't really go anywhere because if it takes b6, then it is taken by the c7 pawn. So really there's only one way to play this. You move the middle pawn first. After either a takes b6 or c takes b6, and then you want again to deflect the other pawn from challenging this pawn from marching over to the eighth rank. So we play yes c6. So it's either black captures, black is forced to capture, but if he doesn't capture, then we will capture back and go to the eighth rank. So after this capture, then this pawn now is free to move. There is no longer any other pawn challenging it from marching over to the eighth rank. Right.
If it was black to move, Elena, how would that play out?
If it was black to move, black would play b6 instead. Let's just say white goes like h1. Black would prevent this idea himself by him playing b6. Because if c takes b6 and then c takes b6, now this white pawn can't really go anywhere, but if it takes here, it's going to be taken. So it's either black is the first one. If black is the first one to play b6, then white doesn't have any breakthrough. So if in this case you are black and you don't want your opponent to make a pawn break, you are the one who must play the first move. So here we can see like the same idea working out for black again. After it takes, no, can't. Okay. Is there any questions on this first example? Okay, if not, then I'm going to move to the second example. Here we also want to the theories here are deflection and pawn break as well.
Sorry, Takudzwa, can you just hide your moves, please?
Oh, sorry, it's okay. So here white must deflect this b6 pawn because it's the one that is challenging both of these pawns, the c4 and the a4. A4 can't move. If a4 moves, then it is going to be captured by the b6. If c6 moves, it's going to be captured again by the b6 pawn. So we have to do something about this b6 pawn. We have to deflect it because this b6 pawn is doing a double job. It's either stopping this c6 or the a6. So it can't be in two places at the same time. So it's either we can play c5. Once we play c5, oh, okay, I want you guys first to tell me what you guys think actually before I give the answer.
I'll play c5.
All right.
I'll take c5. I'll play that one. If he takes, then my a pawn can run through. But if he plays say b5, I'll just grab that pawn, and then my c pawn can run through.
Also, if he plays something like b5, and then you're going to capture again.
Exactly.
When he takes, let's see.
I'll queen first. Yeah.
Mm, okay. So c5. And then b takes c5. If a5, then c4. If a6, then c3. Or in this case, we are white, because yeah, white can stop this pawn instead of matching, continuing to match, because if you continue to match your pawn, black can also queen here, and black is queening with the threat of a mate. So in this case here, we will play, instead of playing a7 right away, we will play king e1 to stop black also from queening. Because if he queens, if you play a7, then we see here black is gonna play c1, and it looks like it's checkmate. So we also have to watch out for the opponent's movement of his pawn as well, because the opponent here is different from the first one when it was 3 versus 3. Here also white doesn't have enough pawns to blockade black's pawns from marching to the 8th rank. And also the way these kings are, when black goes to the 8th rank, there's a threat of a checkmate. So the king must keep on um, the king must keep on protecting this 8th rank, preventing these other pawns from queening. So if in this case we were white, then our king was supposed to be here protecting the first rank. Black's king is too far away from protecting the 8th rank. So this is what happened in the game. And then black can't queen anymore. White can continue with this plan. Then there's nothing that black can do. White is already in it. Okay, now we're gonna move to the third example. We can see that here in white's position, his pawn is the one that we want, is the passed pawn, is the one that we want uh to go to the 8th rank, but it's being stopped by the queen here. So in the beginning, I said that for these combinations to work, we need to have tactics such as deflection, blockading, or decoying. So in this case, the piece that is stopping us from pushing this fast pawn too much over to the 8th rank is the queen. And we need to find a way, like a tactic, to deflect this queen, to remove this, to stop this queen from doing its job, which is blockading our pawn. So okay. Um, so I need you guys to just try out and see what can white do to promote his pawn there on
Is it, how about queen, white play queen e5, check. King needs to move, captures the hook on d6. Queen takes queen, pawn goes forward, and there's nothing white can do to stop promotion. Pawn, push pawn.
then black. Okay, even if black decides to also sacrifice his queen, black is losing now.
Yeah. And then the next pawn, the a pawn will then go for promotion.
Oh, okay. Then now, white's plan is to remove this pawn and then promote.
Yeah, I would first take the f pawn and then the a pawn, but that's just me being funny.
Okay. So in the game, white played queen e5. Check. And black can't go on f8 because if the queen takes the check, then queen takes b6. If we go to okay, still black is losing here. So all that white has to do was to just sacrifice his queen, one of his queen, so that this queen can move, and then he can march over to the 8th rank. So in the game it was check, and then black played f6. Then after queen captured, and then the pawn marches over to the 8th rank. Mhm. Okay. So this game was played out from the opening. F4 is not, don't encourage me. I'm just gonna move quickly so to the part where we want to promote the queen, the pawn. So here we see already black pawn is advanced to the g3, and white's king is exposed. White's king cannot castle. White has not even developed much of his pieces. Most of his pieces are lying here in the back rank. And now we want to look for a way to promote this G pawn. Either we're going to promote it, or we have to find something to work to our advantage. And as we have seen so far, most of these combinations include sacrifices. So we know now that one of the first steps to this combination is a sacrifice. So I would like you guys to just give me your ideas, like how do you think we should play this?
Queen takes pawn. Knight takes
Okay.
pawn,
Queen takes
I mean-
pawn.
queen takes pawn, rook takes queen, pawn takes rook, and then you promote.
And then pawn takes rook.
But I think just before you do that, you bring your bishop in to g4, put him in check. You
Okay.
can
All right. Before you take the
Yeah.
rook.
you put him in check.
Sorry.
The queen need to g4. Yeah.
Then if he blocks with the knight,
Then you go for your promotion. Yeah. Now he's got a
can't
choice.
take him because,
Well, he doesn't have a choice, but it's nice to
but
have a feeling you've got a choice.
the
So
knight
what-
is king.
Sorry, but if you go bishop g4 there, can you not go king e3 instead of blocking with the knight? If you go back a move, instead of playing knight f3 off the bishop g4?
So
Bishop-
after
Yeah,
bishop
bishop g4, yeah. And then I
G4.
think we can go king e3,
king e3,
maybe.
And you still
Yeah.
promote. You still take the rook. And then you take the queen first, and then
Yeah, you have to take the queen now, because if you take the rook, I think I can take your
Yeah.
bishop, and I'm getting,
Yeah,
I have my
take the
little
queen.
trick, right?
Take the queen first. Yeah.
Because if you take the rook, queen takes g4, you then queen, and I get queen c8 check.
Yeah.
That was my one
So
trick.
So that queen, taking the queen for a pawn wasn't really a sacrifice.
Yeah.
So now you can't queen anymore. If you take the queen first, then it's white's turn to play.
Hmm.
And white can just move away his rook.
And you attack the rook again with your bishop. Bishop to g3. Now you
No, I
need to
wouldn't
bring
play
your-
my rook. I wouldn't play my rook up. I will just put it back on rook h1.
Yes, you can also put it. But now the pawn can't advance anymore because
Hmm.
the pawn could only advance if it took a piece here because it's being blocked by this g2 pawn.
I think we mustn't put too much into it. I mean, if you see there's a clear promotion, I think you must just go for it. I know to check and to do all that stuff is quite nice, but I'll just go for the kill. I'm not gonna play around.
Yes, I agree. It's like I've seen some tournament games where the player's got a clear advantage, and then he's looking for another advantage, and then he squanders the initial advantage that he got.
Chance. I just want to see this again. You end up losing the chance. I need this. Okay, so in the game, this is what happened. Black did not waste any chance. After the pawn came here, then black quickly went for queen take h2. Then the rook is supposed to take because the rook doesn't have anywhere to go. Then after the rook took, then the pawn took. And really, yeah, there's nothing that white can do anymore to stop the queen to stop the pawn from promoting. Okay, so in this game we saw that there was sacrifice, and then white sacrifices his queen to give the chance for the pawn to go there, and then he promoted. So white is just a rook up now, and I guess his position is better is also. Then we're going to move to the next game.
Alvina, it's time for your comment. Oh, there she did it before you could.
I read it. Yeah. D4, D5, F3, F5. Okay, so in this case, we want to promote this C6.
Okay, first question, what opening is this?
D4, D4.
Michael?
We have a
So
Slav,
kings,
yeah.
what?
This is a variation. I've seen stuff like this before.
It looks like a Slav, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of your players playing black, they bring out that bishop to f5 early, and okay, you shouldn't be able to get away with that.
Oh, what are you saying? Bishop F5 is a good move or a bad move?
I don't know exactly in this move order, but generally black can't get away with putting that bishop outside the pawn chain. But maybe this position's slightly different. I don't know.
Okay. What has got a lot of double pawns. Here, white bishop is being threatened. So, I mean, black's bishop is being threatened. So, instead of black taking this pawn here on c6, he decided, no, I'm going to save my bishop first. And then, okay, we want the c6 pawn to promote. But for it to promote, there are pieces that can stop the c6 pawn, which is the rook here in the knight. So white decided to capture here.
I guess this one is also deflecting the rook from the square that it was the
Yes,
A8 square.
like do we see how white is going to promote now? Do you guys see how white is going to promote?
Captures the knight.
Yes, white is going to simply capture the knight because the king cannot stop. The king can come to d7, but white can promote with either c8 or b8. That is why white took the rook first. White decided to deflect the rook from protecting the d8 pawn. Mm. Okay. Yeah, we want to find a combination which is going to help promote this d pawn. But we see that here white is also being threatened. There's a checkmate threat here also as well for white, and this rook here on e8 is protecting the d8 square where the white pawn wants to promote. So we need to find a combination which is going to remove this defender here, and also uh, we don't want to be mated here. We don't want to give black a chance to checkmate us here on e1. So we need to find forcing moves, and we know as well that combination involves sacrifices. So I just want to ask you guys, how do you think we can go about this? What are your ideas?
Rook h5 check. I'll start with that.
This is the forcing move. Black is forced to respond to this. Then if black takes,
Then I'll take the bishop. Queen takes bishop. Check.
queen takes bishop, and the king can't go here because it's gonna be mate, right?
Pawn g4.
It's black's turn to run
Oh.
now. Black is on check, yes. He can't come here because it's gonna be mate. So black is forced to go to h6.
Then I'll play
Queen takes rook.
yeah, you can, but I'll play d7, pawn d7. That's gonna
If you play d7,
No.
then it's checkmate. Isn't it?
oh snap.
Yeah.
I didn't check my
That's
back.
why I say queen takes pawn. I mean queen takes rook. Then you're gonna promote without any problems.
Queen takes rook.
No, the rook must take the queen, otherwise
The rook
he's
must
out
take
of
the-
pocket.
Yeah,
Then you go in for your promotion.
Now
d7, pawn d7, yeah.
there's no way to stop there's no way anymore now to stop the pawn because this way is being guarded by the d3 pawn. Okay, well done guys. This is exactly what happened in the game. And the queen to
You see, Alvito, I'm not
Yeah.
scared of sacrificing my queen.
yes, but I guess we must really first calculate everything before we play. Like in your game, you must first calculate like thoroughly before we even think of sacrificing any pieces.
Yeah, that pawn just pick up that rook and then yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and then white is clearly better here with the queen, and it's got more pawns. So our next example, we also want a decoy because we can see that the e8 square is being blocked by the rook. We need to find we need to find a way to remove this rook and also this queen. We need to find a way to remove the rook and the queen. But oh, hey, mainly the rook. Okay, what do you guys think? Yes. What do you think you must do?
I smell a queen check here. So I'll say queen h8 check.
Queen h8. Then black is supposed to take.
And then rook f8 check.
Then black can go
Oh,
on
okay.
g7.
Yeah, okay.
And then now how can white promote? White cannot promote anymore. But this rook is the problem. It's still blocking the e8 square. So we need to do something about this rook. We need to
Can you go?
remove the rook.
Okay, can you go back quickly?
We need to like find a forcing. We need to find a forcing move to remove that by force. And also not forgetting that if we also have a threat of back rank mate here.
Okay, I think I got it now. I think I got it. Say, okay, let's play rook f8. Check.
Rook f8.
So he has to take it with the rook, right?
Yes, he's forced now to take the rook. Then that rook was our first problem being removed.
And then I'll then queen h8 check.
Yes.
And you have to take it. If you
Yeah.
don't take it, then it's gonna be mate.
If you don't
It's gonna be
take
mate
it,
either way. It's actually very
it's
but
not.
then I'll just promote capturing
Yes,
the
and
pawn,
black,
just capture the rook.
the rook and black still it's not going to be a good game for him anymore because two queens against.
Oh, black is in trouble.
Yes, black is in trouble now.
But if he takes the queen, it's gonna be mate.
Yes, I think better to just die early than to go through all of this.
I don't know. That is my combination. I don't know. Maybe there's a quicker one, or anyone else has an opinion.
Mhm. Mm, oh, that is, I don't know. Ashu, are you there? Ashu. Oh, Ramon girl is also here. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna move on to the next one. So now, we have got we've got ideas. We now know that the trick is to deflect the piece. A sacrifice is involved, and pawn breaks also. So here, the pawn that you see that want to promote here is what. Okay. The pawn that want to promote is this h6 pawn, but it can be stopped by the bishop. Somehow, this bishop can end up protecting the h8 pawn. It can end up defending the h8 pawn, and it can be a problem for us. So we need to find a way to stop this bishop from protecting the h8 pawn, the h8 square where we want to queen. So now we need to find an idea that is going to stop this bishop from protecting this h8 square on time for us to push this h pawn. So you guys, what do you think we must do here? Because there is a problem. We can't just move this h6, because if we play h6, we can play f6, and then even if the bishop, I don't know, bishop can go there.
Whose move is it
Bishop
first?
f4. Bishop f4.
It's white. It's white's turn to play.
Bishop f4.
Yes,
Yes.
bishop f4. So
You
by
play bishop
playing
bishop f4, then you, because the thing is that you've got that pawn on f5 that's going to move forward, and the other pawn on f6 is also going to move forward to give the bishop room to go in, or a way to get through there, right? But if you put bishop f4, then there's an extra, you're putting more obstacles to move those pawns.
yes. So bishop f4 is like a decoy move, so that we prevent black from playing this f4, f5 moves quickly. By the time that black wants to play this move, our pawn is already marching over to the 8th rank. So by the time we get to the h5, it's already too late for black to open up for his bishop to stop our pawn from queening. No, we really need to calculate these moves. Like, we need to know like the correct sequence of the moves as well.
Takudzwa, can you go back to the previous puzzle,
Okay.
please? What would happen if bishop went to d6 with the idea of going to f8 and then pushing his pawn to h6 and then his bishop to g7?
Okay. You said d6, right?
Yeah,
Then if he plays, then you want to go here.
yeah.
If he plays,
Pawn, push the pawn,
push the pawn.
and then you're gonna put your bishop on g7.
White.
Yeah, white
Okay.
ultimately wants his pawn on g7.
We want to put the bishop on g7.
Bishop on g7, yeah. Well, yes, with the idea of pushing the pawn now,
Okay,
to
so
h5,
after
h6.
I think it's a
black
bad
can
idea.
also
Yeah.
Of course, you do need to bring in your king to cover f1, but eventually the idea is to get to a position where you cover f1 with your king, so that white cannot promote, and you
so that black can
Be-
also promote.
Before
Okay.
you play that move, that f5 move, the king can move into f5, you know, and then it can hamper that pawn's promotion.
Oh yes. Now the pawn
Hmm.
can't.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't think that's a good idea.
So
I think
time
I
is
think the
also
previous variation where the king is the black king is standing on f4, that's a good
Best.
move because you blocking all that marching pawns.
we are also stopping black on time. Like we need to also think about the time, because black now we are offering black counterplay. Like the slower our idea, black has time also for counterplay.
Yeah.
That's why the sacrifice. So I guess the sacrifice, we don't want to lose our pieces, but we just want to buy time. Okay. Then I'm gonna look at the next example. Mm, it's one's turn to play, and this we want to promote either one of these two pawns. But we can see that here, let's just say we push here, the rook can come to stop the pawn from promoting. So it won't be a good idea. If we just simply take the knight, then the rook is also coming. So we need to find a way to
Okay, try.
stop. We see that the rook is the problem here. The rook is the one that is stopping us from pushing those pawns actually. Because the king can't stop the promotion.
So must
Rook,
deflect that rook again.
rook h5. Rook h5. White plays rook h5.
Mhm.
Rook is forced to take. Pawn takes knight.
Yes, yes, pawn takes knight. Now this rook can't stop anymore because it's being blocked by the e6 pawn. Now white can promote. Okay, this one was easy. Now so in this case also white is the one to play. White must find a combination. We want to promote these two pawns to either one of these two pawns.
Knight takes pawn. Then black plays knight takes knight. White plays knight. A pawn takes pawn, threatening the. Yeah,
White takes the knight,
and then black takes the knight.
black takes the knight.
White takes pawn, threatening the knight. Knight needs to run, and then it's going to promote without a problem.
Yes. This bishop can also come and stop because it's being this file is being guarded by the d5 pawn and this bishop as well. Okay, this is exactly what happened in the game. So I'm not sure if any of you guys, this was my last exam. I'm not sure if any of you guys have any questions regarding this, or if you want us to repeat something. Do you guys have any questions?
No, Takudzwa, I don't have a question. I think it's like with hand games is that you just need to calculate these things quite carefully before you make your first move, because if you make your first move and it's the wrong move, then the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
and
yes, it
also
gave us
it
some
helps to
delicious ideas of promoting pawns. Quite nice.
okay, thank you. And I think it also helps to just know some of these things so that when it happens to you, like in your game, at least you've seen this thing somewhere before. It won't be so hard. And usually these positions come when you're in time trouble. And sometimes you won't have enough time to calculate, like in the dying minutes of the game. You won't have time to think everything through. But if at least you have seen some of these things before, you can have some quick ideas.
Yes, Takudzwa, yes, that's an important point. If you just go back to the very first example that you made, can you just go there to that one? Yeah, so
Yes,
this
which
one,
one?
I mean, it's quite a simple thing, right? But I mean, if you're in time trouble and you don't know that I must push my middle pawn first, now you're trying to work
Yes,
out, which pawn must I push, and your time is running out. You don't think clearly. So if you actually know the sequence, or the pattern, then it's important. You automatically just instinctively know that, okay, fine. When I get to the situation, push the middle pawn, he takes, and once he takes with whatever side he take, then the backward pawn that you've got on b7, I don't need to deflect that pawn, so that my other pawn can run through.
yes. It's actually two pawns that you need to deflect here.
Yes.
So first we are removing this pawn, which is blocking. And then we need to push another pawn again. So it's actually black is not even losing any pawn. Black is left with these 3 pawns. And you have lost 2 pawns just so that you can have a queen. So sometimes it can be difficult, like you don't want to lose 2 pawns and then you don't know what to play. So at least if you've seen this thing before, you can have somewhere to start. Yes. Anybody want to add something?
Seemingly nobody wants to add something.
Like I said, it's a quite good lesson. Thank you, Takudzwa, for this lesson.
Okay, thank you guys for also participating and for bringing your ideas also to the table. Thank you guys.
Michael, what is the topic for Thursday, and who's presenting?
I know it's Denise Bower. Let me just check the topic real quick. So I think that will be a very good lecture. If any of you people have not attended one of Denise's lectures, they are usually very high quality. I see she's talking about bishops versus knights and the bishop pair. So that's on Thursday at 7. You guys can attend that. That would be good. I also am going to take a moment to quickly plug our YouTube channel. If you guys do want to check out any of the old lectures, or even this lecture will be on there probably tomorrow or something. I'm going to send the link in the Zoom chat now. But otherwise, I think we are done for this evening. If nobody else has anything to add.
No, thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Um,
Thank you. See you guys.
okay. Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening, everyone.
Mhm. Right.